I was secretly watching my mother, and suddenly I realized she might not even be human. Because every time she went out, she would take a pig with her. Then she'd drive off with no warning all by herself. She'd only come back the next day looking completely exhausted. But strangely, the pig would be gone. Instead, her clothes would be covered in blood. That eerie scene hit me something was seriously wrong. That day, I could no longer suppress my inner curiosity. While my mother was washing the dishes, I tentatively asked her where she often took the pig. But the moment those words left my mouth, my mother's face changed. She slammed a ceramic bowl on the floor. She yelled, "Adult matters kids don't need to know." I had no choice but to turn away furious. Yet the more she pushed me away, the more curious I became. I was sure she was hiding something. So one day, as soon as she left again with the pig, I ran up to the top of the hill. And sure enough, I saw something strange. She didn't head into town to sell the pig. Instead, she drove toward a forest nearby with the pig. Before I could process it, my grandfather suddenly appeared behind me. He warned me to stay out of it, told me to stay home before dark. Left with no other choice, I went back home. But that time when my mother returned, she brought back my father, whom I hadn't seen for half a year. I froze when I saw blood all over his body. My heart dropped. I had a strong feeling something terrible had happened. I desperately wanted to check on my father. But my mother slammed the door shut, locking the room. When night came, I went to his room anyway. But my father was lying on the bed in pain. I asked him what was wrong, but before he could answer, I snapped awake. It was all just a dream, but somehow I felt I now knew something important to verify my inner suspicions. That day I followed as soon as my mother loaded a pig onto the truck. Soon she drove into a forest. Then I saw she had brought my father along too. They carried the pig and walked into an abandoned castle. From inside came chilling screams like the pig was being slaughtered. I followed the sound to a rusty iron door. To my shock, I saw my father kneeling on the ground. Around his neck was a heavy iron chain locked by my mother. It looked like some kind of dark ritual. By the time the moon was full, my mother quickly walked away, leaving my father locked in that cage. Once she was gone, I sneaked to the door, crawled through a gap in the iron gate. At that moment, my mother realized I was there. She shouted for me to come back, but I ignored her. The next second, I actually saw